Hari Om, welcome to all the JJs, and with the blessings of our Sadguru Shri Prabhuji, we shall start today's session. And let's begin with a prayer. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om. Welcome all once again. Today actually, prior to the 10 minutes video presentations for Ishavasya Upanishad, which have been actually allotted, and all the ages are already maybe halfway through that. So what they're actually going to present through those 4-minute videos, based on that, a presentation of 7 minutes each. With we have paired 2 JJs together. We have 4 JJs present today. They will be presenting their topic in the form of QAs. The JJ who has prepared the videos will have some questions, and the questions will be asked by the partner, and the other JJ will answer it. So the time is 7 minutes, and I think we'll begin with Purnimaji and Sharvananji.
Should we wait for Vani?
Should we wait for Vaniji?
Yes.
In the meanwhile, we can have an update of how far it has come.
Yes.
The presentation.
I have uploaded all the 4 videos.
Very good, very good.
To AVC channel.
Early bird, early bird. Yes.
Better out of the way, you know. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
What about?
What about the 2 men?
I have not yet.
You have 2 weeks more, but actually it takes 10 minutes recording means it takes maybe plus 10 extra 20. So 40 plus 40, 80 minutes. But the preparation may take little time. And for Shravanji, I don't think much preparation is needed. Everything will be here. It has to just be on the, he has to just put it on the, put it in black and white.
Okay.
Isn't it? Okay, Sarvanji, what is the update?
For me, somehow like I've seen everything happens on the last day. It seems to be the good day.
So you're busy with some that Gita Jayanti programs?
Yeah, initially that was the excuse.
Okay, Kantiji?
Yeah.
The preparation is done for today's class only. The preparation is done. Only thing is recording has to be done.
Recording.
After today's class, anytime I can do.
Preparation only takes more time. Recording, as I said, 10 plus 10, or hardly it may take 15 to 20 minutes for each this thing. If you are giving any pass, if it is at a stretch, it will take only 10 or 12 minutes. Very nice. Very good. Anyway, so are we giving any extension of time if the people don't submit Purnima?
And I don't know, Vani ji has to give. Let us see what is the other. The next session is very interesting actually. Vedanta.
Prakriya.
Prakriyas. Wow.
There again, I think we have some presentation kind, no?
Illa. First module ali, we have what is Prakriya, what is Adhyasa, what is Adhyaropa Apavada. All these things are there. Very nice.
Okay, I think we can start. Did she respond for the phone?
She said she would come. I don't know why. We
can start off, Alva.
Okay, all right.
We'll start off. So we'll go with the first presentation, Purnimaji and Sharvananji.
There she is. Exactly.
Yes.
On time.
Hari Om, Vaniji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Satya Hari Om. Purnimaji. Hari Om.
So we were just about to start. We have all the 4 JJs.
Sorry, I'm late.
No, don't worry. Not a problem.
So we'll be starting with Purnimaji and Sharvananji, that 7-minute presentation of what they have covered in those 4 videos, 10 minutes each. So who will go first? Somebody will keep the timing also. I think Purnimaji only can keep it 7 minutes.
Allah, Sharavanan will
I will
keep
start the timer. Yeah.
and start
So
Who
asking
will go
questions.
first? Who will first ask the question? Who will answer? You can just tell it, announce it.
See, because mine is the introduction, I think we
you will
can
start.
go in
I
that
mean,
order.
like he will be asking you question.
Yeah, so we have to complete all the questions within that 7 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not only question, answer also.
That's the challenge.
This is like the rapid
Rapid fire.
Anyway, first you are asking her questions. So by the time your turn comes,
I'll do the
you can
easiest.
start
Okay.
the timer.
Okay, Purnima ji, I'm going to
Yes.
start.
Okay.
Do you want to do any screen sharing?
No screen sharing.
No screen sharing. Okay, if anybody wants to, I have to make
question
them.
paper is not leaked.
Okay. Yes, start.
Not leaked to others. Okay, first question. So, what's so special about Ishavasya Upanishad? Like, how is it different from others?
Okay. So, Hari Om. Ishavasya is part of the Shukla Yajurveda. Okay. And so, the speciality of this Shukla Yajurveda is the Shanti mantra in this Shukla Yajurveda is Om Purnamadah Purnamidam. But the last line, Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi, in Shukla Yajurveda, it is chanted in this manner. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. So that I discovered while I was preparing for this Upanishad. And there is one more very important difference is, see, every Ved, the Vedas per se, they have 4 major sections. One is called the Samhita or the mantra portion. Second is Brahmana, then Aranyaka, and then Upanishad, Vedanta. So the Samhita portion is all about the mantras, like how this Purnamada, Purnamidam, all the Shanti mantras that usually taught to brahmacharis, starters. When they start the Kurukula at the age of 8 or 10, they are made to chant and by heart these slokas. And the second one is the Brahmana portion where all the rituals are detailed. Aranyaka is about the Upasana, that is for Vanaprasthas. The Brahmana is of course for the Gruhasthas. And then Aranyaka is for Vanaprastha. And then the last one, Sannyasa Ashrama, for them the Vedanta comes. Usually, all the Upanishads they appear in the Vedanta portion. Whereas Ishavasya is found in the mantra portion itself, the first one for the brahmacharis. Why? So the explanation given by the masters is, some brahmacharis are like dry twigs. So, they might catch it. For them, for the rare people who will catch the complete essence of the Vedas and the purpose of life, it is given. That is the explanation. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, and is it possible to see perfection in this imperfect world?
So this is the essence of Ishavasya Upanishad. Ishavasya midam sarvam. Everything is Isha. We have to cover everything. Everything means everything that is chara, achara, whatever you see, whatever you cannot see, everything you cover it with God. Isha, Ishvara is the instruction given. What is Isha? Isha means perfection. So you see, everything is perfect. Even the ant to the elephant to the sinner to the saint, everything is perfect. How is that possible? That is the question, natural question that comes to a seeker. Because I see myself as imperfect. Therefore, the whole world also looks imperfect to me. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. So the correction has to start with me. I have to look at myself as perfect. How is that possible? Definitely not at the level of BMI. Therefore, go deeper. When I realize myself as consciousness alone, Satchidananda, then the whole world also I can paint it with the colors of Satchidananda. That is the essence of, that is the only way you can see the world as perfect.
Okay. So coming to this living, should one wish to live like long life, hundreds of years, 100 years?
Yes. The Upanishad recommends that all of us should wish to live for 100 years. 100 is just a metaphorical number. as long as it takes. Takes for what? For realizing the purpose of life. It says you have to wish to live for 100 years. Doing what? Doing karma. What kind of karma and what for? See, a good journalist, because I come from journalism background, you have to answer 5 questions. What, why, where, when, what, where, when, why, who, and then how. 5 W's and 1 H. So why should I do karma? How should I do karma? When should I do karma? Everything is answered in one of the shlokas of this Upanishad. You have to do karma here and now, in this world, right now. How to do? With Ishvara, with surrender to Ishvara. Why should I do? That is the purpose of life, is for moksha. That is why don't wish, we have a habit of saying, Arey, I'm so bored, this life is so hard. If somebody says, oh, you are going to live for 100 years, oh, no, I don't want to. No, that is not the attitude. You have to wish to live, realize the purpose of your life, or maximize the time that has been given to you without wasting a single moment. That's what the Upanishad instructs.
Okay, so we should all wish. So then, like, who is referred to as the suicidal ones? Atmahano Janaha.
Atmahano Janaha. The Upanishad says those who do not realize the purpose of their life, those who have no idea at all why the human life, why is someone born, and there's a clan called the Charvakas. Their theory is there is only one life. Khao, piyo, mau, judao. That was the attitude with which they lived, and and plenty of people on earth still live by that. There is only one life, so enjoy while you can. So that is so mudaha. The Upanishad calls such people mudaha, stupid people who have really wasted such a precious human birth has been wasted. And if they don't even look at the higher purpose of life or higher values of life, then they are suicidal. Atmahanaha. The Atma can't be, of course, killed, but the spirit of the whole spirit, the purpose of life is killed. So they go to the Anda Asurya Namate Loka, Asurya Loka, where there is no sun at all. Sun means there is no chance of jnana. Those kind of lokas, Patala lokas, they will go to. That is what the Upanishad says. So, bottom line, don't waste your life. Have that viveka of Shreyas and prayers and go towards Shreyo Marga. Hari Om. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay. So, yeah.
Great. I got a new point here. Like we should wish for 100 years or more. This was not known to me.
It clearly says, Jijivi says, Shatasamaha. Wish.
And even that suicidal mudaha, something what you said.
Mudaha.
That also. Yeah. That also recently I got to know that through some other talk. Very nice. And like, yeah, great. I think role change now.
Role change unless
very interesting tidbits.
Interesting tidbits.
Yeah.
Each and every shloka, 18 shlokas of the Ishavasya, every shloka has got one interesting tidbit here. So we can listen to the next one. So as soon as you start the timer.
Okay. Yep.
Yes. What is this Atma? Where is it? Is it very far? How does it look? And how can one experience this Atma?
Yeah. So the moment a new concept is introduced, because of the way we have been brought up, the first thing that a person asks is like, oh, is it? Okay. Immediately, where is it? What is it? Right? Because we have always used to realizing, understanding things with our senses. And this is where the tricky part is. This Atma is like beyond these senses. Right? And so how does it look like? What is that we know of? There are like living beings which keep moving, while there are like non-living things which just like a rock, stone, it just stays there, right? And here the Upanishad says it is living, it is moving as well as non-moving. Is there anything like that? We have never seen it. Right? How is it then possible? See, the only way it's possible is this is the foundation on which powers both these living and non-living. Like a rough example can be like, let's say, one moved from Bangalore to Mysore, right? If you take the names, yeah, you moved from one place to another. If I take Earth as the reference, I didn't move anywhere. I'm in Earth still, right? So it's a very rough example. The same way, like Atman is here and there. So like it is moving in the sense, like you can say that it is the one that is powering it, but it's not moving because it is that, right? And same way, how where is it, right? And how does it look like? So let's say that it is the foundation. I said it is the plane on which everything exists, right? And it is just to give an example of where is it, like if you take a pot, how there is space inside the pot, outside the pot, and as well as the space is the one that gives the pot the existence. Similarly, the Atman is like there in me, in outside, and it is the foundation on which every existence comes into being. So that way, like it is here and there everywhere. And like how can I experience it, right? So since it is the one that gives the power to the senses, and so the senses cannot be used, the only way you can find it is like through the mind. And that's why it is said that manayeva manushanam karanam bandha mokshayam. It's the mind with which causes the bondage as well as liberation. So you only with the mind you can basically experience it. And the way it is like having this knowledge and doing nididhyasana, right? And like one can experience it.
Very nice. So, how does the Jnani view the world?
Okay. So who is a Jnani, right? The one who has understood this Atman. But here that's the knowledge of Atman is something like different from others, where like when you know a thing, it's like done. But for when it comes to Atman, it is you have to go beyond knowing, because it is talking finally about one's own self, and which means basically the one who was experiencing himself is changing, right? It's like again I want to use an example. When once like one had a bad vision, and when it's corrected, right, the person starts seeing clearly, right? Same way, for like on realization, the Jnani starts seeing like very clearly, which is basically he starts seeing everything as Atman, and because he is so clear that everything else that is appearing is only an appearance. Like when you see an ocean, there can be like violent waves. Either you can focus on the waves, or you can see the water and say that it's water. It's water everywhere, right? So the same way, the Jnani's vision changes, the view changes, which is like he's so clear that all these things, they are all they're mithya, while the only satya is Atman, and Atman alone is there. Right? That's how he sees the world. His view is.
So with that vision, how does it transact with the world? I mean, that's not in your question, but
transact with the world, right? So when it comes to a transaction, right, you still go with the dharma, right? So as per the rules for that plane, right? And when you do it, there is no basically fear. There is no sorrow. You've gone past the fear. You've gone past the sorrow. Why? Because what is anything, what is the problem is like, am I doing right? Am I doing wrong? Will something happen to me? Right? When the knowledge is corrected, basically the fear is gone, because there is only one. There is no other. There is no one to harm me. Right? And I'm not trying to do something to please someone. I don't need anyone's else appreciation or like, right? And so I'm at peace, at rest. Right? So you know the dharma, just do as per it, and whatever is happening is as per. So finally, like who is doing, right? It's the Prakriti. All that karma is happening by Prakriti, right? And it just happens through this instrument of body, right? And I'm and as my vision has changed, I just see, as you also said, everything is perfect. So so when something happens, so there is no expectation, and so there is no sorrow because like, hey, it didn't happen the way I wanted, or like, why did this happen? So he has gone past this phase state of full of questions, and I don't know why it's happening, to like absolutely no questions, like crystal clear understanding. This is it, right? So and that is, and that's what finally it is.
That's the state of a Gnani.
Head of a jnani. Yeah, do it happily.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was very interesting.
But,
Great.
Very well expressed, Saravanan-ji.
thank
Very
you.
nice. So now I want to listen to all the talks. This is like, you're giving a small taste. So the taste is actually so interesting. It makes us feel that we would like to listen to all 4 talks by each JJ.
Sure. And
So that's it. I think it was very great. We can say it was like a conversation also, QA also. We got to know certain few newer aspects. And yeah, it was like the spontaneity was very good.
and there were questions which was not given. Okay.
So
I know that I was expecting something
shall
else.
on to the next videos from Kanti.
Thank you. We'll start.
Okay. So, Kanti ji, I'll just read out your questions
Yeah,
because
here
I
you go.
don't. Yeah. So the timer is on. Can we?
Oh, okay.
It's
It's visible, but
not visible.
yeah. On our
Okay.
screen, it is being displayed.
On the screen, yeah.
So the first question is, what is Sambhuti and Asambhuti?
So, in this Ishavasya Upanishad, there is something that is in the manifest universe. There are 2 aspects, that is Sambhuti and Asambhuti. So what does that mean is, Sambhuti is nothing but it is the Karna Brahma or Hiranyagarbha, or it is the manifest universe. And Vedas prescribed this Upasana, that is Sambhuti Upasana, which helps the people from moving from tamas guna, tamo guna to rajo guna, and then to sattvika guna. So that is the process through which this Upasana helps. And it also helps us to move from the Jadatva to Chetana. That is, it is basically the deity worship that happens with Sambhuti Upasana. And what is Asambhuti? Asambhuti is something that is unmanifested. So here, what is unmanifested is the Prakriti. So the Prakriti is being worshipped. The Upasana of the Prakriti is done. That means to say that in the end, the Prakriti Laya happens. And here also, the gunas are in the unmanifested level. So that is how the Prakriti Laya happens. In both these Sambhuti and Asambhuti Upasana, there is no scope for Atmagnana. And in this Sambhuti and Asambhuti Upasana, the people are directed to the darkness. That is what is being said. So the following shlokas will tell something more about what this manifested and unmanifested Upasana is.
Okay.
This is the 15th shloka, and it deals with Sambhuti and Asambhuti.
Oh, good. So now the next one we want to ask you, how is the appearance of Brahman explained?
Here again, the manifest and unmanifest is to be taken up. So what is this in the universe, how the Brahman is unmanifested? That means to say that he is never born, or the Brahman is unattached. and free from impurities, the absolute reality, the perfection, what we can put into ourselves is what is the appearance of Brahman in the unmanifest universe. And in manifest universe, Brahman appears as Prakriti, as Chidabhasa. So it is in us what maybe it is available to our sense organs, the mind and the intellect. And all these are taken as object. So whether it is manifest or unmanifest, the world outside us or inside us is objectified. So here we have to move from the objective world to the subjective world, and which is the Atmagnana that needs to be explored.
Yeah, excellent. So, why should we understand this Sambhuti and Asambhuti to attain immortality?
Here in both the 15th and the 16th shlokas, it is told that we are driven into darkness. Yet we have to know Sambhuti and Asambhuti, and it has been prescribed by the Vedas. So why should we follow that? We need not, we can just skip that. That is what we get when we read these shlokas. Though I didn't know about Ishavasya Upanishad. So this is what we are put into the darkness. That means to know, if we know the darkness, we can know that there is some light somewhere outside this darkness. So that is how, that means we are moving in the cycle of birth and death. So to escape from that, we should know what is the deity and what is the unmanifested worship. And if we understand that, then we will be, purification happens and we move from the Rajoguna, Tamoguna to Satvika Guna. Finally, we will be led to the Atmagnana, and we can realize the path of realizing Brahman can be understood. So this is what has been prescribed by Vedas also, and we are unable to free from the cycle of birth and death. So when we are stuck into this, how to go free is what we can learn by getting to know what is Sambhuti, by getting the deities' qualities, we can get to know, or maybe the siddhis, we can get to know the Atmagnana is to be got. That is the importance, the blissful state is to be attained, is what we can realize from getting to know what is Sambhuti and Asambhuti.
Okay. So what's the golden cover that it is? Hiranyamayena Patrena. What does it mean?
So in the 15th shloka, Brahman is covered by the golden plate or disc, it has been told. So what is this golden plate? An attractive plate which attracts us and moves us away from Brahman. That means to say that where we have to be, we are not, but we are led elsewhere. So golden plate is nothing but the outwardly attraction formed by the Panchabhutas, the space, fire, air, earth, and water. So it is formed, it is in the means of the form. It takes up the form, all these Panchabhutas takes up the form, and we are being led towards that. So we are in the Maya. Maya is nothing but the golden covering, golden plate for ourselves. That is for our realization of Brahman. And another covering is that it is nothing but our the Maya of the body, mind, and intellect. So here, the inside of us, the Brahman within us, the Sarvam Karidam Brahma is covered by the shadow or the covering of golden plate by the Panchamahabhutas, but the inner one, Aham Brahmasmi, if I have to get to know, that has been covered by the body, mind, and intellect. So these coverings are given the name golden plate. So the golden covering of Maya has to be removed by the Atmagnana, and then we can realize the self and be the Brahman. Hari Om.
Super. It's taken a little time, but I think You have done a good job. Only,
That's on time.
yeah, the, mm, you know, why do we need to know Sambhuti and Asambhuti? That you are saying, although, they lead us to darkness, we have to skip. They don't lead us to darkness, in my opinion, independently. They, both of them are two aspects. When you only focus on them, what's happening is you are missing the reality behind. You're only looking one aspect of reality in each of the cases, and you are getting stuck there. But using the contrast of these two, you now know what is the one behind. So that's the probably that explanation we need to go a little more deeper. It's a very important explanation. Okay.
So,
Yeah, thank you. I
Uh,
guess Vaniji,
so-
you want to speak anything now, or let them finish the role reversal also?
Yeah, let them finish.
Yeah, yeah.
I think today there is no need for any evaluation as such.
Yeah, yeah. And even timing also,
Sharing,
I think, yeah, it's still okay.
They're sharing interesting aspects of
Yeah,
whatever either they've
very
already recorded or they're planning to record. So I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
we
This
let
is
them
very-
talk and listen. So that
Yeah.
should be fine.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll put the presentation because I've asked whether I have to bring the presentation. So if you can
One
give me, it'll be faster if I just look at the presentation. So I didn't know.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So 15 slokas, I think, is covered by her also. But
Timing, timer.
yeah,
Sharavananji, timer, are you going to start?
yeah, timer need to be started.
Has he started? Don't see.
No, 1 minute. I just went into yeah. I will start now.
Yeah.
Done.
Yes.
Oh, but I can't see the timer because of. Okay, doesn't matter. Let me start the timer myself.
You have to restart Sharavananji.
Okay.
Okay.
The
So
right hand top, you can see Shravanji, right hand top of your screen.
but that's covered because I have put
All right, all right.
This
Yes,
one.
put full
or
screen.
maybe on the toolbar of the Zoom tool controls are
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
no?
I can see that. Okay, go ahead. So, Kantiji, your
Yes.
question was 16. Of course, 15 is not required.
Yeah. How the obstacle of Gnana of the self can be overcome?
Okay. So, in the 15th sloka, the covering about on the Brahman, when the Gnana is to be known, the self has to be known, and one is looking at the self. He's not able to look at his own self because all he sees is the dazzle of the sun, the dazzle of. So he asks sun, the self, can you remove your dazzle? Right? And the dazzle is what is seen as the golden plate, right? So that we have heard. Now, then he knows that behind that is the self. So here he is now understanding what the Gnana is. So how do we see that self beyond? How do we get that Gnana? So he says, Pushan, the whole, or the soul, the consciousness, the soul consciousness, he is the nourisher. He's only nourishing all his body, mind, and intellect. He's only the Jivatma in all the Jivas. He's only the Isha. He's only the Surya and the son of Prajapati. Here we have to understand Prajapati as universal consciousness. So he recognizes his own consciousness as the one real universal consciousness, which is what is running all this. So once he recognizes, then he knows, I want to see that. I want to be that because I am that person. The I, which I think so far I is Chidabhasa, the ego, which is creating all the dazzle, which is what is stopping. So he asked them, please stop this dazzle of mine, which is my own creation of ego, which is not a which through which I'm not able to see the real I. Please help me overcome this ego to understand my real self. And then he understands all that his self, what he is looking at, all his dazzle or all his reflected light is nothing but the original light. I am that Soham. So that is how, by this understanding, by this Gnana, and by removal of this ego, he understands that I, whom I think I am, is really Brahman. So that's the meaning. Yeah. The next one.
We are muted, Kanti.
The 17th shloka. Question on that is, how can I retain this gnana till the end until my goal is reached?
Okay. So now, after knowing everything in this Ishavasya, that everything is Isha, this is how his way is, this is how to do Upasana, this is how to know the Gnana. He has obtained Gnana. Now the challenge is how to remain with this Gnana. Now he knows that all this body, mind, intellect, it will die one day. They were instruments for him to know this. He acquired these instruments to know this Gnana. And they will go one day. They're perishable. They'll just merge into the universal consciousness again. Till then, how do we retain the Gnana? As long as the body is there, with this Gnana, one has to keep remembering this in the mind. That's what he says, oh mind, remember this knowledge. Oh Kratosmara, Kritam Smara, whatever is understood, whatever you have done, the essence of everything, understand this is my deeds. All that I know is this. So he tries to remember this truth, and by remembering this truth, he now purifies himself. So he recognized that the Chidabhasa was the thing. He went beyond, but he has to still do the Chitta Shuddhi. By constantly remembering, he retains this Gnana till the end. Yeah. Yeah, the next question.
The next one is the last one and the 18th one. In what way shall I live after obtaining gnana to be fully liberated?
Okay. So now a Gnani's path, he knows very well that he has a person who's not yet got liberation, but who had got Gnana. His job is to keep knowing this Gnana, to use it for Chitta Shuddhi and to be liberated. Now, how does he live like that? Can he do it by himself? Because his mind, he may know the knowledge, but the entire path is actually driven by Ishvara, the one who is there. So all the obstacles that he's getting in life, his whole life is a test for him to test his knowledge and to know and understand this knowledge practically, which he had earlier got through Guru. Now he turns to Guru, the Agni. Now, normally in this, Guruji has explained that one way of understanding Surya and Agni is, earlier Surya is the one who's there in the day and Agni is the one who's there in the night for these people to understand what is the reality. But if you look at it, the day is but nothing but the day of light, Gnana, and the night is nothing but when we are in Agnana. When we have Gnana, we understand, we see, and we are able to look into the self and we are aware. But when we are aware, who will help? Unaware, who will help us? It is that Sadguru who helps us. The Agni here is Sadguru. He helps us to lead us the path of light. What does it mean? The path of light is nothing but the Nivritti Marga. How the experience that you are getting is overcome by looking at the Gnana, and therefore you avoid the path of darkness. That is why we say, oh Guru, you purify my chitta, you lead me into liberation, you can burn away my deeds and you can burn away my sin. So the entire Ishavasya Upanishad ends with the salutation to that Guru, that please, we really salute you. We only through our words. He says, Uktim Videma, we Bhuishtante Nama Uktim Videma, only through words, because you cannot give anything to the Brahman. He is the Brahman, he is the truth personified, he is the Surya who is now appearing as Agni in my Ajnana. Until I understand, he is the one who is leading me into this whole thing. So salutations to that Sadguru for giving us this knowledge. Hari Om. Okay. You're muted, I think. Sorry.
It was very
Vaniji?
stirring. It was a very stirring,
Yeah,
rendition. It was so beautiful.
excellent, excellent. And also because we could read the shlokas, it was on the slides, it was really nice. And the exposition
Especially
of the
the
shlokas
end,
also.
especially the end part. It was really
Really beautiful.
very
Really,
touching.
it came from the heart. Really, so beautiful.
It was like a goosebumps moment.
Yes, you are speaking for all of us. Salutations to the Sadguru.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah, very beautiful.
I think this is going to be an amazing series by all the JJs of Ashtavakra.
Yes.
Wonderful. Great coordination by Purnima ji and lot of effort put in by each one of you.
Okay, one trivia. In all the Upanishads, the verses are not called as shlokas, they are called as
Yeah,
mantras.
mantra, you said.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Because they are so, they are pithy and, they are just bullets.
Yeah.
Shlokas are like flowing verses, like 700
Also,
shlokas
many of these
the
are used for worship.
Yes.
shlokas also, like in the smrutis, they are called as shlokas because they explain each other, In the Bhagavad Gita, if you notice, there is one shloka and then the rest of them, they explain the one. Bhagavad Gita comments on itself, basically.
Even this last one, Agni Naya Supatharaye Asman Vishwan, that comes in the puja mantras and all.
Puja mantras. So they are all mantras. And it requires a lot of bhashyakaras to explain what is happening. They are not self-explanatory.
Yeah.
They are called mantras. Yes.
Correct.
Lovely. I loved the session. It was so good.
Amazing, amazing.
It was a nice bird's eye
Yeah,
view.
it
Missing
was-
Shobhana. Missing Shobhana's this thing. Inputs.
Yeah, Vaniji, Shobhana and Kantiji, they have actually done a recording of
Where is that
Shobhanaji's presentation. It's with us. Should we play here or shall we post it in the group?
How long is it?
7 minutes.
I think we might as well play it.
Play it off.
Yeah, because she's taken the trouble to
Yeah.
all that, I think.
I
Yes,
guess,
at least that
Purnima ji, it was in the drive, alva?
Howdu? I
Yeah,
will
Sigutta nimag ನೋಡಿ.
ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ.
I would like to share one thing about this Ishavasya Upanishad. I did not know anything about this Upanishad. When I start to read the books, it was like nothing can be done by me. It is just I should quit from this. That was the fear I got. Not a single word I could understand from the. I did not listen to the Guruji's the explanation. So I read through the many of the internet versions and then the books also I read. The bhashyas that are given, Shankara Bhashya, whatever it is so cryptic. The explanation, the bhashyas also couldn't be understood by me. So then I was thinking, how is it that I can do a 10-minute video on one particular mantra? then so that should end my maybe going through the other books and all that. Then I listened to Guruji's talk. It was made so simple. Asambhuti and Sambhuti is something that really shook me actually. I could not understand a word of what does that mean, Sambhuti means, or what Asambhuti means. So I could not get literally what it means. So when I listened to the talk, it was made so simple, so I could understand what it means. So that is what Shrotriya and Brahmanishta, what a guru is. So that really was, maybe it made true that moment actually. So that is how I was actually, even now I was maybe that shloka, I cannot put in my own explanation or my own understanding, because that's a shloka, standard shloka, wherein the understanding itself is so difficult. How can I put my unknown understanding was what I was thinking. So this is something that I really have to go down to Guruji for making it so simple and understandable. Otherwise, maybe I would have said I am not understanding, help me somehow. So that was what I was up to. Then finally, I switched over to, no, stop doing research, go to Guruji's talk. Let us see if that is also not understood. Then nothing can enter my head, I thought. Then, so finally, I came up with this understanding, and I felt it was quite okay. But otherwise, maybe it was very difficult for me to understand.
That's why no, Agni. He is the Agni who will remove the darkness. Sadguru. Really beautiful.
Shall I share? Are you able to see this screen?
Yeah.
I'll play this.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhanda Mandalakaram, Vyaptam Yena Characharam, Tatpadam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We start this session with pranamams to our Guruji, Shri Prabhuji. Kanti is here to ask me the questions. Kanti ji, over to you.
Today, the shlokas from 8 to 11 will be told by Shobhana ji in the format of question and answer. So I will be asking the questions and she will be answering the summary of all these shlokas. So from the 8th question, Shobhana ji, the question is, how is the Atman described in this shloka?
Atman is described in such a beautiful way. The all-pervading Atman, who is the existence, is so brilliant and taintless. The sages say, he is avranam, that is, there is no avarana. There is nothing binding him by the space. He does ashukram, that is taintless and brilliant, and he is occupying entire space. There is no end, there is no beginning, no adi, no ananta. He is without a body, without a shape, and all pervading. So the brilliance of Parabrahman is seen everywhere, all around. He looks moving, but we all know he is existing there. Over to you, Dan.
The next shloka, that is the shloka number 9. The question on that is, why do those who worship Vidya fall into greater darkness than those who are in state of avidya?
So here we can explain this shloka by saying that there are two things here, Vidya and Avidya. We think that we have acquired this knowledge by reading books, learning to do the rituals, and we get into that, performing the rituals and keep doing this again and again. There is that other aspect where people are attached to the karma, that is ignorance, total ignorance, without any knowledge, without any application. They just follow and they just live according to the bodily materialistic pleasures, lead their life. That is total darkness into which there is no light coming and explaining to them, or nor do they want to learn about it. So that is pitch darkness. Whereas the other side, we think that we have acquired some knowledge by learning here, going there, here, going to somebody and acquiring certain information, getting some information. But then what is it leading into? It leads to more darkness, where we fall prey into this ritualistic way of worship and say, okay, this is it. I'll be doing this, and we stay there put, not realizing that something beyond the self has to be realized. So we follow more dark, more fall into more darkness and go down below where it is andhakara, mudandhakara.
Moving on to the next shloka. A part of the shloka I would like you to explain the meaning of that. That is, yenas tad vichachakshire. That comes in that shloka 10. So what is the meaning of that?
Here also, our sages have given this knowledge to us. So, learning from the preceptors, our Guruji has passed on the information about Vidya and Avidya. And then there is Vidya, where we learn about a certain knowledge where it takes us into upasana mode. We do this upasana, and where does it take us? It takes us to a certain level of knowledge where we keep doing a certain rituals, and then it takes us to Pitralokas, where we go there with the upasana and then fall into that devotion and go there, stay there. Whenever the punya karma is over, we again come back to the earth plane and again continue this cycle. Whereas the other part is karma, attached to the karma, then doing the same karmas again and again and being in that state. So one is Vidya and is falling prey to this karma cycle and remaining there. That is Vidya. This has been told to us by the sages who have acquired it from their preceptors and passed it down to us, the disciples. So,
Last shloka is the 11th shloka of yours. That is, how does one get over death and attain immortality?
so again, here also, Vidya and Vidya comes into play. Yeah, with the blessings of our Guruji, our preceptors, we gain the knowledge. We live in this ignorance that the body is us, and we are always attached to the materialistic pleasures that we get on this earth plane. So, by applying the knowledge that we get from our lives and balancing it while doing this mundane work that we think, which is not action, and not getting attached to it and accepting the situation as it comes and being in that balanced state, we get over the fear of death. because we understand what we are. We realize ourselves and live and stay by that. Thank you. Thank you, Kaviji. I'll stop the recording now.
Very nice.
Yeah, they have also done it very beautifully.
Yeah, that was very good.
Actually, I was thinking that that sound is coming from their recording. I
Huh.
couldn't see the screen.
Where is it coming from?
Secret.
From
Even,
your
Anyway.
house.
even I thought so.
Alva?
Because that sound was not heard. Then I realized that sound was not heard. Then I realized.
Okay.
Anyway, this is like for me, though, sitting here listening to all these is like as though listening from Guruji, the teachings, the Ishavasya Upanishad is being told by all the people, like the way Guruji conducts, no, first sloka, second sloka. So everything is being received by me. I'm very fortunate. It's
So it's a
really
good
very, very
format
beautiful.
that Vani thought of this good format. Nice. It's
Yeah.
interesting. It's
So-
different.
Glad it's working out
Howdo. It
much
worked
better
out.
than I even expected, actually.
Yes.
Actually, recording stop Martini with the
Yeah,
prayer. Then we'll just talk about the
finish
next.
the prayers and we'll talk.
Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyorma Mrutam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु हरि ओम तत्सत् श्री गुरुचरणार्पणमस्तु।